This is for any topics that you prefer. And once again, step up to the podium, your name and your address, please.
Larry White, 102 Sylvia's Court in St. Mary's. First thing I'd like to say is school's back in session now. And I'll say again what I've always said before. I live close to Mary Lee Clark Elementary School. And I'll be damned if people abide the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on Mickler Drive going by Mary Lee Clark. I wish the police would station some cops right there so they can catch them. I drive 25 miles an hour on Mickler Drive, and I always have people backing up behind me. In one instance, I won't name names, but this person even passed me on the right, going by the right turn lane into the school, and he drives a van. Okay. No names.
Glad you said he. Okay.
The person drives a van. The second thing, I've already talked to Bobby Marr, but there's a traffic island at the intersection of Osborne Road and Spur 40 that they already paved most everything in that intersection, and they have one lane left to pave, and that's the far right-hand lane next to the shopping center. But that traffic island is full of asphalt residue. They didn't clean it. Whoever is responsible, and Bobby says it's DOT and their contractors responsible. I know the city council didn't do anything, but I already talked to Bobby. Just to let you know that they need to come and clean that up. Next thing is, I'm glad to see so many people at the city council meeting tonight. And some of the people in here I know are candidates for public office. And some of them come to city councils more than they need to. And apparently somebody just starts to coming when they put their names in for the hat to run for office. And I appreciate the fact that you're going to have a parking area there for the senior center. But my question is how much green space is going to be left there for the senior? I know you can't answer me, but green space. And also don't forget to mark the closest.
Planning.
Don't forget to mark the closest areas for handicapped people.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. And the old tree back in the corner is just for you, Mr. Larry.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. If you get Public Works to replace the birdhouses where they should be placed at. And also, you mentioned in the new city hall, there's going to be a area for Public Works for boards and authorities meeting. Are you going to plan on having cameras in there so they can be live streamed to the public? Oh, yeah, thank you.
Eventually.
And my last thing is, I do want to send out a thanks to the Cumberland Services. You talked about them picking up trash after that, and they picked up my trash the day after the storm. They're supposed to pick it up on a Tuesday, and they picked it up on a Wednesday, so that's good. I appreciate we're finally getting a good service from our waste collection people. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. Anyone else?
Christine Adamo, 901 Ann Street. I'm speaking regarding the green space for the parking in the new City Hall. The tree board would be very, very excited to be asked to join the planning meetings for the green space for any public area, particularly one that has a lot of macadam. We have funds that we've applied for in 2 grants for trees. It's a significant amount of money. So we've got the resources, we have the conductivity with the State Department of Forestry, and there's federal and state monies available. To date, the tree board has not been invited to attend any meetings regarding any planning for any parking in any of our new construction. So we would really welcome that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Robert Moore, 509 Westgate Circle. It's been a while. Madam Clerk, again, you're worth every dime. Appreciate you doing your outstanding job. I know it's been a while since I've greeted you that way. Mayor Pro Tem Council, going back to Mr. White's comment about the school zone speeding, it makes me wonder, how is it that Mary Lee Clark did not get school zone cameras back in the day? I heard some gibberish that it didn't meet the criteria, but seems like it's one road and you could put some cameras, but let's put them out there by base housing and catch the speeders out that way. Looking back over the topics, the GOPE auto renewal, it really reminded me of Mr. Holman's contract that had the whole auto renewal, and citizens caught that one. Can we just agree to not have an auto renew like on anything, because that tends to look bad? And then to Mr. Faust, I know I whispered it to you earlier, but we do have great nighttime attractions like the Liza Minnelli impersonators down at the Rail Theater. I mean, it just packs them in. I do have some questions about Exit 1, and I'll try to gin it up to the city manager, but with Exit 1 coming, does St. Mary's Road, should we expect lighting and sidewalks like all the way to like the overpass, or at least to that subdivision? Okay, I've heard that just, I think it was here in the last year, there was that teenage boy that was hit. Tragic. I also say parents, don't let your kids walk down unlit roads. And then out in my area, the Winding Road, I've not heard anything about the East Coast Greenway sidewalk. I know Director Marr emailed me, I say a year ago. Could have been a little bit more about the sidewalk that runs down. I know there was DNR hurdles and all that, but that, to me, it kind of ties into Winding Road, and we're here, and we just had Debbie, that drainage canal for Crooked River and Winding River. I haven't seen that dug out. There's a lot of crepe myrtles. I mean, to me, I guess my frustration is we're concerned about green spaces of senior centers and public areas and stuff like that, but we have areas of the city that we just have a proper a drencher of a tropical storm, and we're concerned about drainage. I don't know, to me it seems, I guess some people have different priorities. And then I guess Manager Horton, I guess I'll chat with Aaron. I guess we'll be expecting to relocate that scope from the museum over to the building. I guess it's up to Mr. Post, right? But anyways, I'll keep my ears out. I don't know, I guess a year or more. I don't know the timeline they got for that, but I'll be looking forward to moving that periscope. But or if I can get involved. And I'm just looking over my chicken scratch, and I guess when I gin up that email, I want to circle back to Chief Galloway. Have you, I guess, training for the officers of the enforcement of the pet ordinance, dog ordinance? I've had a couple of the patrol officers have come out on a couple calls, and it was kind of gray area of what they can enforce, what they can't. I know I sat here and I saw it get passed, but I don't know how that trickles down to the officers for enforcement. Luckily, after the horrible pet owner, I know I use much more colorful language for that dog owner. The horrible pet owner, after they had to shell out a couple $100 to Camden County, and they pled no contest, the dog has gone way down, maybe 5% of running wild of what it used to. Like I said, it used to be daily. You could set, if the sun came up, the dog was running loose, and I see it maybe once every 2 weeks. So there has been some relief on that matter. I just didn't know where the officers were on actually putting the teeth to that ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Can we make sure that his questions get answered, sir? Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Mark Fouts, the 310 West Bryant Street. I'm going to make it quick because it's getting late. This is more of a curiosity thing. It's been almost 2 years since the gangplank down at the marina fell in, and I understand there was a bunch of lawsuits going back and forth. I just wonder if we could get an update on that, whether with litigation's pending, completed, or if there's any exposure for St. Mary's itself. Thank you.
Do you want to answer that? No? Okay, since we have him here.
It's a short answer. The city was dismissed from all those lawsuits. The city had no liability, so the city is not facing any lawsuits or liability for that.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you can clap. It's fine if you want to. Okay, anyone else? Thank you. Thank you for that question.
Dave Schmitz, 112 New Hammock Circle up in Shadowlawn. I'm sure the answer is going to be DOT, but Charlie Smith Senior Highway and the Highway 40 intersection, Hardee's, CVS, whatever, right there. They need to get the road restriped. I know there's still a lane that hasn't even been asphalted yet, but I was coming from the credit union going downtown today, and the car, I was in the left lane, turning left. The car behind me turned into he ended up left of me in between the yellow lines, like he had a lane there, and then he almost hit me when he pulled in front of me. And I've seen that happen several times, just I wasn't involved the last times. Also, coming out of the mall next to Hardee's, there's a left turn lane and there's a straight through lane, or there was. There are no arrows on the ground anymore. There's just a dotted line that gives you the idea there's two lanes there. And people are turning left out of both lanes. So, I'm not sure how you can fix stupid, but striping would help. I guess because they're doing the paving over on Douglas is why they're not doing the paving on Highway 40. But it's been more than a week that the right lane has been ground up. And I noticed today when I was coming down here, we had just had a shower and there was water running all kinds of different ways that it normally doesn't run because there's 2 inches of asphalt missing. And the job that the paving company's doing is marginal. If you're going west on 40 in the right-hand lane, when you cross the railroad tracks, there's a huge bump there that's because of a crappy merging job with a paving machine. So, I don't know who's managing the road paving project, but it really would help if we could get the striping back down. The signs that are supposed to be informational in nature that are on the exit ramp from St. Mary's Road to Highway 40 that are strategically placed just as you're coming out of the curve. So if you're a responsible driver, you can't look at them and watch the cars in front of you that are stopping. I saw an out-of-state car in front of me 2 days ago almost hit the car in front of him because he was looking at the signs. and not paying attention to driving. And I know the answer to this is DOT, but we really should move those signs, whether DOT likes it or not, and stick them on the other side of that intersection so people that are stopped at the stop sign, the stoplight, can read the signs. Two observations. One, a couple of months ago, we were talking about how great it was that the Waste Management Company has forward cameras and side cameras and backwards cameras that they can, and in the cab cameras, so they can keep an eye on what the drivers are doing and what's going on around them. Why can't we do that for our school buses? So I just the other day saw somebody pass a school bus with the red lights flashing and the signs out. And most of you have been here long enough, or some of you have been here long enough to know that the post office used to be, he left, where the pizza place is. And the newspaper used to be there. That was one of the first things that moved out of town was the post office. And my observation, having been here since 1991, is that kind of when the post office moved, some of the liveliness of the downtown area went away. And now we're moving City Hall, and then we're going to move the Submarine Museum. And I kind of wonder what's going to be the motivation to bring people downtown. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Did you get all those questions? Thank you. Anyone else?
Bert Seals, 816 Riverview Drive.
Good evening, sir.
The trash. Everything was going fine except they went online and said that they will pick up trash on Saturday. I was announced on that Monday. So we left out of town. I told my neighbors to let them know, hey, they're gonna pick up trash. Well, guess what? That didn't happen because I guess they must have went on to come on the Tuesday. They came out and they did pick up trash, but we went around. So, we kind of got caught, holding and of course we were notifying people in and around in my cul-de-sac. So that was kind of bad, you know what I mean? So we need to let them guys know, be careful when you put the information out there and you're not going to back it up, because I figure they probably would come back on Saturday, but they didn't, you know what I mean? So the next thing is, can we get an update on Jacoby, on the mill? What's going on with these guys? We hear them, but the folks down there, but we need to get a little something on the mill, because I think it's been we not hearing anything at all. So if we get a little update on that, and I'll see it right now. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Okay, well, seeing no others, we'll move right along to the calendar. Madam Clerk, would you please read our calendar?
Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow on Tuesday, August the 20th, from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., there'll be election qualifying for the mayor, for mayor seat, posts 4, 5, and 6, and again, that's 8:30 to 4:30, and that will be held, continued the week Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, August 20th, 21st, and 22nd, ending on Thursday, the 22nd at 4:30 p.m. On Tuesday, August the 27th at 3:30 p.m., the St. Mary's Convention and Visitors Bureau Authority meeting at the Ward Hernandez Building. At 5:30, also on Tuesday, August the 27th, we have the Historic Preservation Commission meeting here in Council Chambers. On Monday, September the 2nd, city buildings will be closed in observance of Labor Day. And the City Hall Council meeting at 6 o'clock p.m. has been canceled due to Labor Day. On Wednesday, September the 4th, we have the 5 o'clock p.m. Development Authority meeting in Main Street on Friday, September the 6th. We have the St. Mary's Municipal Court here in Council Chambers, plan arraignments. And September the 9th at 8:30 a.m., Downtown Development Authority meeting in the Main Street office. On Tuesday, September the 10th, we have the Planning Commission meeting at 5:30 p.m. here in Council Chambers. On Thursday, September the 12th at 9:30 a.m., we have the Orange Hall Management Committee meeting. And also Orange Hall has moved permanently to the Main Street. Again, Orange Hall has moved permanently to the Main Street. And also on Thursday, September the 12th at 5 o'clock p.m., we have the St. Mary's Intercoastal Gateway meeting at the Main Street office. On Friday, September the 13th at 9 o'clock, we'll have trials for St. Mary's Municipal Court, followed by 11 o'clock a.m. plea and arraignments for court. And then on Monday, September the 16th at 6 o'clock, the St. Mary's City Hall meeting.
Thank you very much. I think that was almost a whole month. Thank you. So next we'll go to our council comments. We'll start with Councilmember Jones.
I really don't have a whole lot to say, but I just want to make one thing noticed, and he very seldom get any recognition. Sometimes we don't even acknowledge that he's there, but our attorney, Mr. Blackerby, you don't realize how much trouble he keep us out of. And nobody knows it because it doesn't reach the papers. And I just want to let you know that we really, really appreciate you. I've never called him and not be able to get a justifiable answer. And a lot of times he keep me from doing stupid things. So thank you. Our whole staff is great. We have a lot of great people working for us, and I'd just like to say that keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Mr. Connor.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sort of like Artie. I don't have a whole lot to say tonight, but I just appreciate what everybody does. I mean, there's a lot of people that do a lot for the city of St. Mary's that are not looking for any accolades or anything. And I got to work with two of those guys, people the other day, Jerry and Lynn, with the Lemuel area up there where the cannon is. And I really enjoyed working with y'all. And you guys have put a ton into that tree board, working with that tree board and going out there and spending time. And since I'm retired, I'm going to get to help some of these organizations. And just wanted to say how much I appreciate it, the things that y'all do. If you're not involved in something and you are retired and you got plenty of time, I guarantee you can find something to do. You know, I was sort of scared about that when I retired. But heck, I found stuff to do here pretty much. But I really appreciate everything y'all do. City of St. Mary's is a great place to live, and good luck to all the people that will be running for offices and everything. I know it's a tough job, and I know that your heart is in the right place, those people running, that if you are elected, you're going to do a great job for the City of St. Mary's. Thank y'all so very much, and that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. Moving on to Mr. Riley.
Thank you. A couple quick things here. The Development Authority this evening had a special call meeting to consider finishing a lease, going and working on taking the option of the lease to sell, and we may have some Douglas Street property sold here pretty soon. And the only reason I say that, it gives us a lot of options in the Development Authority to meet our primary goals, and which are to help small businesses in the city, and we'll be looking forward to that, and as we go forward. The trail, that was the Tabby Trail, that is, and the grant that we've been awarded, the stewardship grant. We should be seeing the funding from that sometime I'd say toward the, well, it'll have to be in the first meeting or so in September. So it'll be the next meeting, we hope. That's what we've been told. So we're looking forward to that, and then, of course, we'll get the engineering and so forth done on the trail first, and then we'll start billing. That one should see a 2 mile or 2 year execution for that project thereabouts. That's what it is. So we should see that one move along fairly quickly, and I think that'll be a tremendous add to the north end of the city. And as you've heard me say many times, we really need to be doing something like this north end of the city, and it's going to bring the Tabby Trail all the way up to the base from Crooked River State Park. So it'll be a good thing. There was also some questions asked about the Winding Road Connector and what we've been working, the part of the grant that we've been working is the engineering. And because this is a federal grant, that engineering that we're doing takes a little bit longer. It's much more in-depth, and we expect to finish that. If I remember my dates right, and just shake your head if I'm right, Robbie, is in 27, we should finish the engineering and be looking toward a grant to do the production. We'll have to apply for that. We should be in good shape just because of all the work we've done on the design. So I hope that gives you an update on that you had asked about earlier, Mr. Moore. And let's see, what's this? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. Mr. Rassi?
I want to encourage, we have a good crowd here tonight, individuals to apply for the Orange Hall Committee. We had some terms expire, and so we have new, we need some fresh blood in there, and which needs, we're really working hard with Robbie and the city to take Orange Hall to that next level. So I want to encourage you to apply for that. And I want to thank Angela for all of her hard work she does with the festivals and the events downtown. She's doing her part for sure. But we've got a great group of staff in our city, and I want to thank each one of them personally. And I'm excited about something because usually I'm the last one to say something. But how about those Wildcats? Thank you. And my guys down at the end, they're usually chiming in on the Wildcats. But last Friday night, there was a track meet.
Me and Rassi were there.
Yeah.
On the sideline.
Yeah, 92 points scored. You thought it was a basketball game, but it was a lot of fun, and it was great to see all the kids there. And I talked to the school board chairman this afternoon, and the excitement of our students from St. all over the county there with the football team, the band, students, all that. We've got an awesome bunch of kids in our county, and I would encourage you to go out and see the Wildcats this Friday night. So
7:30.
Thank you very much, sir. I think Mr. Jones had forgot something.
Yeah, well, actually, I forgot two things. I talked with our city manager about a week ago, and I told him in this new building, we need to find a place, just a little room where we can bring in somebody to help with mental problems, a wellness center. But that same day, we open up the wellness center in St. Mary's, and believe me, that place is fantastic.
Phenomenal.
I think we have everything we need in St. Mary's now to keep, how should I say, people like Steve out of the limelight. He's got a place he can go to now. And the last thing I want to say is, I was told that we have a birthday girl. I was told that Deborah Walker Reed's birthday is today.
happy birthday.
Steve want to sing, but we're not going to do that.
Darn.
You don't want Steve singing, no.
I'm in the choir at my church.
In the back row.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you and happy birthday, Mrs. Walker Reed. So I'm just going to read a little list here. DASM, DDA, Main Street, Orange Hall, Library, Hospital Authority, Finance, Construction, Water Sewer, Ditches, Stormwater, Paving, Striping, Traffic, Police, Trees. I can keep going on and on and on, but these are just a very small portion of the items that were discussed here tonight. And, you know, obviously, I think it kind of is fitting because we had a number of people to begin the process of qualifying. But there's a number of different things that council and mayor do that are behind the scenes. Policy development, budget and financial management, community engagement, and each one of these things, I could mention 20 or 30 things that go under there. Regulatory oversight, representation, we obviously represent you. Crisis management, and can I just say that everything is a crisis to some people, it seems, and it is. I mean, if it's an issue for you, it could be a crisis, and I think we need to respect that most times. There's a lot of responsibilities that are not always visible to the public on a day-to-day basis. They're essential for the effective governance, you know, of our community and most other communities, but it's important to recognize and appreciate the efforts of councils and mayors. We never really, and I found that as I'm even making list of my own, that I never talk about the things that we do behind the scenes, and I think it's important that we do. And so there's a lot that happens. And so tonight we talked about a number of different items. We talked about all three TADs were mentioned tonight. And I think it's important that we communicate to the public, although we don't always do a great job, and I'm always telling you this, we are not perfect, and we don't always do a great job of communicating. We try when we can. We try to answer questions when we can. We try to get to weeds and shrubs and overgrown curbs, and, you know, that's something that it comes to mind almost every single day. I see it when I drive around town. I don't drive around every street, but I do see it. But the TADs we kind of focus also on the things that we can control. And one of the things that we can control is what our city looks and feels like on the grand scheme of things in terms of, you know, Exit 1, for example. We had an option to do nothing, or we had an option to annex that into the city so that we would actually be able to determine what that looks like. And the same thing with our other TADs. And that's us being proactive. So I think, you know, while we have a lot to do, and I looked at it, I went, I think, more than 113 meetings over the last 4 years. And that's only city council related stuff, and there's other meetings. But I think it's important to recognize that we don't do it. Somebody said find something to do in retirement, and I'm not retired. I found this to do, and it's a lot. But you know, we appreciate the support staff and the citizens, and, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, when we receive a phone call or email or a question or problem, that's what we do. And I think everybody here, I think I can speak for them all, that we're happy to be able to do it. So I just thought it was important to get that out there because it's a lot. And I mean, we covered a lot tonight. The mayor did want me to say that he is trying to get better, and that he is on the mend, and he appreciates everyone that's here, citizens as well as the staff and council. So that's all I have for this evening. I do. Yes, thank you.
Got it?
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Abstained? I think that's unanimous. Good night, folks.
Sorry.